Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast on the Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel. I'm Ross Benjamin of rbwins.com. It's Friday, May the 19th, and we're going to be discussing the NBA playoffs today, specifically Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, and what better guys to bring on and discuss that game in particular and anything else that comes up in the world of sports betting. But Mr. Jesse Shule of jesseshule.com and Sean Higgs, Mr. Sean Higgs of picksandparleys.net, author of one of the best podcasts, sports betting podcasts on the air today, besides ours, and it's Midday Money, and also does a late night show as well. Fill the folks in a little bit, Sean. And by the way, how you doing, buddy?
Not well. I could be better. Losing day I say on my baseball. It happens. A couple run line losers. What am I going to do? It's a couple games under 500, 163 and 166, but still plus money. And the Midday Money show every day, high noon. We cover today's action. And the Look Ahead Line show, it's around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We look at the next day's plays. I can't, Jesse. What are you doing over there? What is happening? What is happening? I
feel like I'm waiting for Ross to ask me how I'm doing.
All right,
he's Mr. Perfect's in the house. I'm Mr. Unperfect. I take the donut, and Jesse's undefeated.
Ask him how.
I feel perfect. I feel perfect right now, gentlemen. Clean sweep of the board on yesterday's show. But more importantly, a clean sweep of the board for clients. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect with a 4-0, and he had to take his shirt off and show his guns. And while you're at it, buddy, that like button, it usually comes up on the screen for all the people who watch. What would you like us to do with that? What would you like them to do with that like button?
Ross, anybody who's familiar with me knows they need to... It's that like button. So the show is about to start. I'll put my clothes back on.
All right.
I won't subject you guys to that for the rest of the show.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Jesse won 4.
The funny thing is we just see the top of it. He doesn't tell you about it. It's like the Borat swimsuit. So it's really a one-piece European swim jumper he's got on right there.
But Jesse, how'd we do as a crew over the last 3 videos?
I believe we're 11-3 the last 3 days, Ross. You and I and Sean went 4-1 a couple days ago. You and I went 3-1 the following day, and I think we went 4-2 yesterday.
Yeah. So 11.
I had a loser, LeBron loser, 32.5. Guy can't dunk the ball because he wants to showboat a reverse dunk. There it is, right there, half-point loser.
Yeah, and how about the one that he
that flopping fool that he is?
No, he missed an easy layup before that too. I mean, point blank layup, and he left it short off the front.
But the flop is what he should be the most embarrassed about. I don't know if you guys have seen the replays of that.
Ridiculous.
It was bad. It's embarrassing for the league, for the best player in the league to be doing that in a playoff game.
And then he says, I've never been on teams that done stuff like that. I saw, I'm not another.
Did Michael Jordan ever do that? Have you ever seen Michael Jordan look like somebody took a swing at him when they, I mean, I know he's probably tried to draw fouls, but not.
I get it. I don't think he's ever tried to draw fouls because he goes to the basket and they would foul him. I mean, someone put on Twitter from 10 years ago him when he was with the Heat against the Knicks and then the Mavs in the finals, like him just flailing around like a fish on the concrete, like he just took him out of the water. It was ridiculous. Like, that's embarrassing. How can you? It is so blatant. Like, how? And then you come out now and say, I've never been on teams or played with guys who do stuff like that.
Well, you know what? The referees don't help because the consensus of the referees is it's very difficult when they start to flop like this because you're prone to making errors.
But they go to the video. Look at the video, and I'll tell you what: if I'm one of these guys and I get called for some ridiculous thing, he's floating around. He's getting a clothesline like it's 1987. Like he's John Stockton coming down.
Bill Lambert.
I'm gonna foul you. Like, I remember just playing basketball in the street with your friends you play. So I'm like, all right, foul. I got my hand. Really, you think that's a foul? I'm gonna show you a foul next time down, and I'm gonna tackle you, and you're gonna get an elbow to the back of the neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, how? They're better than me because if you pull some kind of stunt like that over some fake, not even real contact foul, you're going to get physically hurt the next time down. I don't care. You can suspend me for 3 games. Who cares? I'm a millionaire. I don't care.
For those of you who don't know, Sean on his playgrounds locally was known as the White Rick Mahorn. So in any event, and I go back to Gary Payton, one of the best defenders of all time on the perimeter as a guard, and he never flopped. I mean, he was as nasty as they came. But
the glove,
the whole evolution of the NBA and how it's played, and players playing hurt and all that kind of stuff has really deteriorated over the years. These guys are nothing short of prima donnas these days. There are exceptions to the rule, like every. But the NBA itself, and this flopping stuff, it's one thing. Yes, you can go to the video, Sean, but you only get one challenge a game as a coach. Okay. And even if you
that's
got
where the refs have to do something.
Yeah. But the refs really can't go to the video unless, it's challenged, or maybe if there's a discrepancy in the call between one referee to the other, then they'll go to the video. But I mean, they can't be going. I mean, would you agree that flopping is really, we've seen more of it in this postseason than any other to this point? I think so. So having said that, it happens so frequently. The only thing that could be done is these referees got to stop falling into that trap.
Or a 1-game suspension. If you get indisputable video evidence, as we saw with LeBron. Joker didn't touch him. LeBron goes fakes being hit in the face when there was no contact with his face.
It looked like LeBron pushed off a little bit off of him.
Yeah, grabbed his arm and then flung himself backward. It was so clear video evidence that LeBron flopped. And in cases like that, I think that should be just a 1-game suspension. Ban.
Yeah, but it's such a subjective review to determine. Now, that was clear cut. Yes, I get it, Jesse, but there's a lot of subjective view.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Only make that penalty for the blatantly obvious anything.
Exactly. When they're flailing around like fish on the ground, the ref should be like, hold on, I want to look at this. Is this, because in that case, is this a flagrant foul on the guy because you literally assaulted him and he's flying 14 feet away from you? Yeah. I got to see, because this guy should be suspended then.
Yeah.
So when you're rolling halfway across the court on the floor, grabbing your neck and your eye and your side, I'm going to video because I might have to throw Joker out of the game and he's getting suspended next game. Well, you're acting a fool? Here's a tech for you and you're warned for next time. You're out. Like, that's what should happen. Regular season, postseason, that's what they should do with this nonsense. Because it's
Sean, you can't have it both ways. You can't complain to players are opting out to play during regular season action because they have a toenail injury, and then suspend a guy for embellishment. My personal feeling. Listen. I know what you're saying.
It'll stop that in a second. At least a T him that game. He gets a tech.
That's where I was going to go. Okay, tee him up, or it costs the team in that game.
You need to embarrass them somehow. You need to make it so embarrassing. There needs to be a penalty. There needs to be a cost associated with embarrassing the league.
Cost to your own team, cost to, that's going to prevent players from embellishing in the future. I mean, right now, it's either a call or a no call, right? There's no, so why not embellish? Why not? You know what I'm saying? And then there's also, when you look at a foul, it's actually a foul, but the guy being fouled embellishes it so much, makes it a lot worse than what it looks like. So there's a lot of gray area there that needs to be addressed. But in my personal feeling, and it's only my opinion, and I respect you guys, and I think Sean, where he's going with this is, and Jesse, is to cut it out of the game. What do we do? And I think the 1-game suspension is a little harsh because we're talking about embellishment. We're not talking about a guy punching somebody in the face. Okay, that's a whole different story. We're not talking about a flagrant foul where a guy tackles somebody.
But you could say it's cheating, though. I mean, you could say it's like just as bad as rigging a ball or where you using a illegal substance. I mean, simulation is, to me, as bad at cheating as using the stuff that pitchers use to put spin on the ball.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because when you start putting foreign substances on a baseball, and I know where you're going with it, Jesse, but stop and think. When you're putting foreign substances on a baseball, you're putting the hitter at a distinct disadvantage because of the movement you're going to unnatural movement you're going to get on the ball by doing so. This case is just, you're talking about somebody trying to sell a foul. He's not really committing a foul. He's not really committing an act that's going to, I guess you could say when they embellish and they get away with it, they are penalizing the other player, right? But so I just think that there's got to be.
We can all agree we'd rather watch basketball games that don't include simulation.
Yeah, but it's been part of the game for many, many years. It's just gotten out of control. Do you agree with that, guys? We've seen it. We've seen it since we've been kids in the NBA. You see it in college basketball, the embellishment. The problem is it's become part of the repertoire with some NBA players, and especially a guy like LeBron. I'm glad you guys brought that up. Jesse brought that up, and the bottom line is we all know, I should say, is that referees tend to give a little more leeway and show a little more favoritism toward the star players in this league that are money magnets, for the fans and merchandise and all that kind of stuff. They'll say they don't, but they're lying, because it's just human nature. Sometimes you're doing it without even being conscious of it, So we have to cut that out of the game. In any event, guys, good discussion, but let's move on. Let's take a look at this Boston and Miami game. Right now, Boston, the last I looked is 9-215.5. You guys got any further update on that? No?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So 9-215.5. Game goes at 8:30 tonight. Miami wins game 1 by 6, thanks to a tremendous third quarter in which they outscored the Celtics, I think 46-22 in the third quarter of that game, which was the determining factor. Here's the thing. Now Boston, after losing game 1 as a favorite of -8, is now up to 9 in this game after a loss. So are they begging you to take Miami again, Jesse?
I think they are, Ross. And I think I said in the last show that, if they're going to give me, I think I said 9.5, because I did see yesterday there was 9.5 on the board. And, that's my thinking, is that it goes against everything I believe in as a sports bettor to want to have to lay more points with Boston after a loss. And not only that, I was quite vocal. I don't think Boston's that much better than this Miami team. I think the price on the series, the price on the series handicap, and price on game 1 was out of line. So if I thought it was out of line and now it's even more expensive, it's hard for me to want to sign up to bet on Boston. But as a professional handicapper, you got to look at all angles, everything you can. It really is a good spot to back Boston. I mean, you expect them to respond. You're a Buffalo Bills fan, Ross. Think back to the Music City Miracle, and think about when Kevin Dyson runs back that kickoff.
Yeah. One of the most sickening sports moments in my life, Jesse. Thank you for.
I'm sorry.
You ruined my freaking day,
okay.
Jesse.
Now think of the expression on the face of all the Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah.
And there's a clip on Twitter right now of the referee in game 1 when Jimmy Butler scores a key bucket, and he's got that exact same expression: hunched shoulders, jaw just dropped, looking like, somebody shot his family member or something. And he's supposed to be impartial. He's supposed to be the referee. I mean, yeah. I've talked about it before. I've joked. There's a script in the league office. Celtics, Lakers in the final.
Oh, boy.
Well, let me ask you this, Ross. The saying, if you want to beat the champ, you got to knock him out. That's not would you call that a conspiracy theory?
It's a metaphor, Jesse. Yes.
No, I know, but it's a metaphor because you have the home team, you have the favorite, the bigger market, the more money involved, bigger name, and that's the Celtics in this spot. It's just better for everybody in the league, the fans, Everybody wants to see the Celtics come back and even this series. Can the officials be influenced by that a little? Just the same way that the judges are in a prize fight with a champion versus a challenger? I think so. And there's some rumors that Scott Foster might be the official tonight. And Scott Foster's got a reputation. But aside from that, we did see Boston lose game 1 to Philly. They came back. They won 121-87 in game 2. The Heat won game 1 against Milwaukee. Then they lose 138-122 in game 2 against a Milwaukee team without Giannis. Sorry. So, that it's all sort of lining up, but I refuse to lay the 9. I've isolated a better way to play this, and that's the Celtics team total over 112. I just think, if you think they're going to cover 8 or 9, they're going to have to score 112. So that's my play. Celtics team total over 112.
Celtics team total over 112 because the script, Jesse's unsure of the NBA scripts in the office. He usually gets them faxed to him, and that's why he's hitting such a high percentage in the NBA, because he's in on the conspiracy, folks. So, and if you don't know, there's a guy from the NBA office that's in the background right now, putting a gun to his head, telling him he should say this, and he did.
I get my information from the Men in Black.
Yeah, all the the big muscle tough guy act doesn't work because the NBA office is in his pocket. Anyway, Jesse likes Boston over 112, and I agree with that, and I'll tell you why later. And before that, I want to hear from Mr. Sean Higgs. After you listen to that great breakdown from Mr. Schul, an eloquent description of the NBA script on a daily basis, what do you have to say, Sean? What's your mindset? Are you subscribing to Jesse's conspiracy theories, or are you?
I do hate the whole when people come out, it's rigged. The NFL's rigged. The NBA's rigged. We've seen wacky stuff.
I didn't say that, though.
No. I'm just saying it's the same. But listen, I was for the Warriors Lakers. I'm like, I'm not shocked this goes 7. It's Warriors Lakers rather, and I can see that going. It's the NBA. You see it all season long. Somebody goes on a run, huge leads disappear. It's a joke. I mean, we've been doing this long enough, right? We shake our heads like, here we go with this nonsense. What's going on here? I want to take Miami. I don't know. They're begging me to take Miami. It's like the Lakers were down to Warriors were down to Lakers. All of a sudden they're laying a touchdown at home. It's a blowout. I would take the under here because Celtics, to me, they're going to win this game. They're not allowing 120 something points. They're allowing 95 points. And so I like the under. And I was looking at 2 props here real fast. So I was thinking about a Kevin Love over points, rebounds. I'm like, you know what? He doesn't if it's going to be a blowout, he's not going to get a lot of minutes. He's going to play his 16 minutes. He's out. He's not going to do a lot. So I'm going to look at Max Strauss, I think his name is.
Yes.
Over 12.5 points.
Yeah.
He's been playing 30 minutes a game, 15, 14, 14, 16, 19, and 17 points down the stretch here. 3 games, he's taken 10 3-pointers in those games. And of those games, he's hit 3 3-pointers in 5 of 6 games overall.
Yeah.
So if he's going to hit 3 threes, you're at 9. Can we get 2 baskets? He's made the threes. It's not like he hasn't hit them. 5 or 6 games, he's made threes. So made 3 threes, I should say. So I'm going to go over his 12.5 along with the under in the game.
I like Max Strauss over the 12.5. I agree with you, Sean. I mean, Miami is adept in with their ball movement, and it also creates a lot of wide open looks from the 3-point line. And Max Strauss has been a beneficiary as such. And it just seems like if you leave this guy with an open look for 3, he hits more times than he doesn't from that area. So I agree. When you got a proficient 3-point shooter that's been very consistent, and Sean rattled off the numbers about his consistency from 3 and his scoring ability and his consistency in that regard, it certainly adds up the value to me. And he also likes the Boston and Miami game to go under the total of 215.5 tonight. Jesse, your thoughts on what Sean had to say?
I was tempted to take the under. I mean, it would be the same logic as I used to take the under yesterday. The total moves a bunch of points up from the opening. We see a big high scoring game. Then they move the total up, so you go under. You're getting more value. But it kind of conflicts with my Celtics team total over. Although, like Sean said, I mean, there's a good chance Miami doesn't score 100 points in this game. And I really don't think the Celtics are covering the 9 if they can't score 112. So I'm not opposed. I'm not going to go against Sean's under, but I opted out of it myself.
Yeah, I'm along the same lines. Here's what I have, okay? And brilliant minds must think alike, because the Boston's team total is it's up to 112.5 now in certain areas, but you can catch a 112. So let's go with the 112 that Jesse said. And look, this is a Celtics team that scored 112 points or more in 12 of the 14 playoff games so far. A Miami team that has allowed 111 or more in 5 of their 6 postseason away games. So when you add it all up, I think, and you look at what Boston averages at home and the fact that they've scored 111 or more and over close to 80% of their home games this year, it certainly seems like a hell of a value to me. And don't forget, folks, they lost game 1, but they scored 116 in that game. And not for a 46-point third quarter for Miami, probably deserved to win if not for that total defensive lapse in the third quarter of that game. But I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics over the team total of 112, like Jesse. And no, folks, we don't talk before the show and ask each other who we like. I like to keep it fresh. And as you've seen with these one-game situations, when we're not all assigned a game and it's a roundtable discussion, there have been times we've disagreed and we've spoken about it on the show. On who our picks are. So it's not like we're just trying to create 2 guys on the same game. So there you go. Boston over 112 from Jesse and Ross. Sean likes Boston, Miami under 215.5. And Sean also likes Max Strus to go over his point total of 12.5. So there you have it, folks. 11-3 over the last 3 days on these on our sports betting videos here on the sports Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel. And the winning will continue today. And let's find out where you could find these gentlemen, where they prefer that they get found, and what they may have coming up this weekend and how they've been doing of late. Sean, let's start with you, my friend.
Yeah, find me on Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs, as always. We do the Midday Money Show. Find wherever your podcaster, you listen to your favorite podcast, I'm there. And YouTube. That's it. What do you got? Picks and parlays, winning free picks. Come say hello. And I got a 3-pack of baseball up today. So go get it. Can't beat it. 3-0 after a losing day. No better time. You got to bounce back after a losing day. That's what we do. That's what separated us from the common folk.
Right, exactly. And Jesse will tell you that is indeed the case, because he came off a losing day and he went 4-0. So, Mr. Perfect, fill the folks in a little bit.
At Jesse Shule on Twitter, at Jesse Shule Picks on YouTube. And as part of my 4-0 day yesterday, I had a 10-star hockey winner. That makes it 12-1 with my last 13 10-star hockey plays, dating all the way back to January. So I've got another 10-star hockey play going tonight, and you can get that at jesseshule.com.
There you go, jesseshule.com. This guy is a proven winner. And so is Mr. Higgs. I really would like you guys to take a look at Mr. Higgs at picksandparlays.net and his baseball plays. He gives out volume, okay, but he also gives out value. And he hovers around 500, but he's always making money. And I'll take a guy like Sean any day, as opposed to a money line better who's laying 190, 180 on a consistent basis and saying he's hitting 60% and doesn't tell you what his net profit or return on investment is. So anyway, my thing is a pretty good thing. The NBA playoffs have been good to me, guys. And I don't know what you people out there are waiting for. You know, some of you are hesitating. You want everything for free, and we all want things for free. But if you want to make some serious money, folks, the NBA playoffs right now, I'm 34-18 since the postseason began. It's 65%. I had another winner last night with the LA Lakers. Yes, it barely covered, but a winner is a winner is a winner. Covered at +5.5. That makes me 7-0 with my last 7 in the NBA and 17-5 in my last 22. On top of everything else, the 65% so far this NBA postseason. How about this? My money line and point spread picks combined in the NBA postseason are an incredible 29-11, 73%. All of this is documented right at an independent source at sportscapping.com, which we are all members of. We're all handicappers at. NBA 10-star top plays. Jesse mentioned 10-star top plays. 32-15 for me over the last 47 with those top-rated plays, 68%. And right now I'm on an all-sports run of 9-2. So a lot of good things. You need to go to rbwins.com or rossbenjaminsports.com, whatever you prefer. And all my daily and single game and multi-game packages and also my affordable subscription plans are all available for you right there. Then Jesse Shule, jesseshule.com. Jesse's right behind me in the NBA playoffs. So, and I'm having a terrific year, and any other year he would have probably been on top right now. And there's still a lot of basketball left to play.
Still got time to catch him, man.
Yeah, a lot of basketball left to play. No doubt about it. And you know, if you catch me, you catch me. If you don't, you don't. I hope we both continue winning, and I hope Sean continues to win with his baseball picks, and he's going to finish the NBA playoffs strong as well. And you can find Sean over at picksandparleys.net. Don't forget about his midday money show live every day, Monday through Sunday, 12 o'clock Eastern time, right there at picksandparleys.net, on their YouTube channel, on their homepage, and several streaming outlets across the internet. Again, folks, I will be back on Monday as we're off for the weekend. Until then, for Jesse Shule and Sean Higgs, we like to wish each and every one of you all the best, folks. If you have not subscribed, take a second to do so. It costs you absolutely nothing. No strings attached. And there's no subscription plans and no hidden agenda. You're just privy to some of the best sports betting information you'll get anywhere on the internet. And until then, folks, take care. God bless. And see you Monday.